Hello, back again. We've got a bit of a scuffed recording today. This counts as episode 2. It's a bit of a short one again. We had a guest fall through last minute, but I want to make something anyway because I've got a lot of stuff written out, a lot of announcements to make, so we're going to get something done. We're scuffed, we're in the boys' room. Everything's set up here at the moment. That's where all the lights are and the mic, so we're going through. Okay, it's been a couple of weeks. We've had the kids go back to school. That was fun. Summer was great. Back to school's even better. Again, I got a bit of dad guilt at the moment. I feel like I'm not spending enough time with the oldest. But I'm trying to work on that. We had a little boys' night on Saturday night. Got some pizza. Played some Fortnite together. Had a nice long chat. It was good. He loves spending time with me, and it's kind of like I feel like the other two need a bit more help because they're younger. So he just sort of gets pushed to the back of the queue sometimes, which sucks, and I feel very guilty about it. But I'm working on it. That's what this is about, honest parenting, and I'm sure everyone's been through something similar. We've had COVID again, 2024, how embarrassing. But me and Rory had it the worst, I think. Rory didn't get out of bed for a day or two, which is really unlike him. I was very ill. Worst I've had COVID. I've had COVID a few times, and that was by far the worst. I still can't smell anything. It's been 2 or 3 weeks now. I can't smell anything. I can't taste anything. I had bad long COVID last time with my lungs, and I've got it again now. So hopefully that clears up soon, because I got a lot to do. I can't be having bad lungs. Lionminded is going good. We have the October playlist, fantastic beats. We do a playlist every month of what we're listening to, what I'm listening to, what the guests are listening to, and the community, and put together a good little Spotify playlist every month. Normally comes out the first of the month, but I waited to do this to drop it, so it'll be out on socials once this is out. It's headlined this month by the new Bad Actors song, Roswell. It's great. Bad Actors, great band coming out, I think from Sheffield. They're good boys. I've talked to them a few times. They're really, really nice boys. Really, they got their head in the game, and they're making good songs. And their social media stuff's really good as well. They put out stuff constant, and from first-hand experience, I know how hard that is for a band to constantly have social media to put out. But they are masters of it. Shout out to Bad Actors. Go stream Roswell, it's a banger. All their other songs are great as well. If you're into that sort of Hendrix, Chili's sort of vibe, they're great. We've got announcement number 2, which is the South Wales Dad Gamer Discord and Facebook group. The Facebook group, it's been a bit of a struggle with putting content on there. I'm not very good at Facebook, but the Discord has been great. We got a few people in there. Everyone's constantly talking. There's a bunch of dads, gamers. We talk movies. We talk wrestling, sports, movies, TV, games, Pokemon Go. We got a good little community building there, which is really fun. The links always in the bios everywhere. We got the link tree. Go click on the Discord and join in. It's great. Even if you've not been on Discord before, because I know it's a bit of a young man's game, and we're all dads, so we might not be familiar. But Discord it's a really fun way to build community, and I think the older generation like us, not these young uns, we feel more familiar with Discord. It feels like forums back in the day. And I miss the forum days. Forum days were great. So the playlist out, the Discord and Facebook group are up. If anyone wants to help me with the Facebook group, they're more than welcome. I'm trying my best, but Facebook's just hard work. I've got a new blog post coming out about, it's an app review for June, JOON, really good app. I've got on with it really well. It's worked really well for Rory. He's been the one using it. It's a productivity app, and it works really well. It's really good for ADHD brains, and yeah, the review will be out for that. I might talk about it a bit later now. So what else been going on? We got tickets for the Wiggles. Me and Nancy love the Wiggles. Ever since Nancy was little baby, she's nearly 2 now, she has loved the Wiggles and Blur, the Britpop band Blur. She couldn't go to sleep without listening to Blur. Coffee and TV especially. Park Life she still loves. But the Wiggles, we really built up a nice little thing with the Wiggles. I'd play some songs on the guitar for her with the Wiggles. She recognised a lot of the songs. They're the first songs that she's learned the dances to and stuff. So it's been a big part of our relationship, and how we've grown since Nancy was born. Me and her, we've gone really well with that. She loves them. I love them. Honestly, the Wiggles are great. But they're coming to the UK next year. We got tickets. Me and Nancy go in, get a ticket to her first gig. It's going to be class. I can't wait. It's a 9 a.m. start, the show, or 10 a.m. start, which is crazy. These lights are really harsh. But yeah, 10 a.m. start in Manchester next year, May, I think. It's going to be great. We can't wait. Really, really excited. We're taking all the kids up. Our whole family's going first sort of trip anywhere, really, that we've done. So can't wait. It's Halloween. It's October. Me and Sarah, we do a Halloween franchise. We watch through every October. I think 2 years ago we did Saw. Last year we did Final Destination, which I still consider the scariest films of all time. You may laugh, but I'm a very clumsy person, and that film is just everything that could kill me. The first time I watched Final Destination 2, I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. I was so scared. Every noise I heard I thought was something about to blow up. But this year we're watching Scream. I've seen a few of them before, but I haven't seen the full franchise. But I know Sarah would watch paint dry if Matthew Lillard painted the wall, so she's loving it. I'm loving it. I love a good slasher. But yeah, we're doing good on that. Just finding the time, because 3 kids, you know? The night times ain't what they used to be anymore. So yeah, we're going to watch all of them. We're going to watch Beetlejuice as well. I think that's out digital today, I think. We're recording this on Wednesday the 9th. So yeah, we're going to watch that. She loves the first Beetlejuice. I do enjoy Beetlejuice. So we're going to watch them. And I've also downloaded so many Matthew Lillard films. So she's going to love those. She just loves Matthew Lillard. And I don't blame her. He is fantastic. People of Swansea, if you are wanted to help out this Christmas, as you know, I help with the dad groups in Swansea Children's Centre in Mayhill and Penlan, and they have helped us over the years many times. I cannot count how many times the staff in Swansea Children's Centre have helped personally my family and many other families. But this year they are doing a collection for Christmas stuff, and they collect it all and they give it to families that need it. We have been one of those families before. They have saved our Christmas more than once, and that is not a lie. That they have absolutely helped us so many times. So if you have any warm winter coats, gifts suitable for young people, I don't know what age, but from newborn to 5, 10, I don't know, young people. So warm winter coats, gifts suitable for young people, new toys, games and books. I know there's loads of you books out there. We've got loads here. New sealed toiletries, unopened nappies and wipes, bedding, and Christmas food hamper items. So that is something that anyone can help with. Whether you've got kids or not, you've all got access to food stuff that you could give. It is such a good cause, and if you have any of those things, you could drop them off to Mountain View Children's Centre, Mayhill Road, Mayhill, or Swansea Children's Centre, which is on Epping Road in Penlan. It's connected to the school. Please donate. I will be. And I'm going to get some of the dads and dad group to go looking through their cupboards for stuff that they may have left over. Please help the Swansea Children's Centre this year, because they are fantastic. So yeah, it's going to be a good time, and I can't wait. We're going to get my guest on next time. It fell through this time because we've both been very ill. We both had COVID. It's run through the families around here so much. But yeah, we'll have him on soon for the next one, and that'll be good. More after this break.
Lionminded is all about supporting parents with their mental health. We have resources on both parenting and mental health help, self-care ideas, community surveys, fundraising, the Lionminded Podcast, and blog posts from myself and guest writers talking honest parenting and mental health struggles. We also run social events in the local area, such as our Parents' Mental Health Mornings and Men's Mental Health Mornings, with much more events to come. Head to lionmindeduk and follow us on the socials to keep up to date and join in as we help start the conversation on mental health.
Welcome back. Okay, so this week's topic, or say this week, it's more monthly at the moment, isn't it? This month's topic is building community and losing friends. Because it happens. It happens all the time. And there is a bit of a stigma, whether it is real or not. That is what I want to talk about. Whether when you become a parent, do you lose your friends? Because you see it happen a lot. I've seen it happen. People talk about it on Facebook and on Instagram about how things change when you become a parent, and maybe there's friend groups. There are people who don't want that. They don't want to be friends with a parent, and that is it sometimes, and that is part of the game, I suppose. Personally, I think I've definitely lost socializing and real life friendships. Definitely. I used to be a lot more social before kids, but that is okay. That is life. That is, things change. I have no ill thought to anyone that I don't see anymore. I used to see people most days, but now it'd be like 2 or 3 times a year maybe that I socialise or see people outside of this family or work bubble. But it's not on them, it's on me as much as anyone else. I've stepped into a new part of my life. I have new motivations and focuses, and my time is for my family. My time is for my children now. As much as I would love to have friends who really are familiar with my kids, I could be there for them if I wasn't here. As much as I would love that, I thought I would have that, but I don't. And it's a shame, but the game's the game, and that's okay, because maybe they'll catch up with you at some point. I've made friends with people who are dads now that I lost contact with years ago. That we were friends, we grew apart, and now we're both in similar parts of our lives, and we've become friends again. That's life. But what has been your experience with this? I would love to circle back to it next episode, with some testimonials, some stories, I want to know how it's gone for you. Have you had strong friendship groups break down because of becoming a new parent? Have you maintained strong relationships with your mates? Like I said, I'm making new friendships now. I'm 35. They say it's harder to make friends when you're older, but I'm making a lot of new friendships now, and I've still got friends I can talk to at any time with the phone, with WhatsApp. But I'm not going out late anymore. I've got bedtimes to do. You know what I mean? I got bedtimes to do. I got responsibilities. That's fine. Not everyone does, and everyone has different responsibilities. People grow apart. But I know a lot of people feel really passionate about it, and they feel very hurt by it. And I'd love to hear stories, or whether you've kept your friendships. Are there people out there who've maintained strong friendships with non-parent friends after they've become parents? Because it is hard. But a lot of what I do is building community, and that is what I love to do. I love to build community. I love finding new people and bringing them together and making spaces for those people to gather and socialise without the pressures of life, I suppose. There's a lot of pressures with going new places. Making them friendly is a big part of it, and yeah, that's what I do with the dad groups, with the parent cafe stuff we were doing before, the coffee mornings. And yeah, my current end goal is a man shed locally, to get dads in, not just dads but men as well, because there's a male loneliness thing going on, and I think it's become a thing where men try and what's the best way to put it? They put the pressure on women to cure that. But I think friendships are just as important as relationships, and I think we can do a lot to help each other within ourselves, and helping men get out of these holes that they're in, these lonely places, and getting them into community together. It's what we do. It's what I've always wanted to do, and it's what I will always try and do. So we've got the South Wales Gamer Dad group on Facebook and Discord, which I talked about earlier, but it's great, and it's a good way to get like-minded people sort of connecting over their hobbies and interests that wouldn't normally, but doing it without the time pressures of, hey, he hasn't replied in a while. Yeah, probably because he's looking after his kid like we all are, But I'd like to keep expanding that. It's only in its early days, and the entire time it's been running, I've been very ill, so I haven't been able to put much energy into it yet. But shout out to all the dads that are in there, because you're doing a great job and you're brilliant. But I'd like to do some online and in real life meetups with the Discord group, with the gaming group. I think that would be really good, because there's a bunch of gamer bars in town now, in Swansea town. I think that would be where we'd start that, I think. I'd love to start doing my coffee mornings again, and we will be. We talked about this in the last pod, but it's another part of building community, which I feel parents need because of the losing friends factor that we talked about just now. But I think a big part of stopping this loneliness in parenting is for new dads and soon-to-be dads. Soon-to-be dads are forgotten about. You're still dads. You just haven't held the baby yet. And I think creating community within those groups, the new dads and the soon-to-be dads, will help a lot with combating the loneliness and combating the loss of socialising, the loss of friends. And those first few months can be so lonely for parents, mums and dads, and it can be such a big change. And to have a community of people who are going through that together, I think would be very beneficial for them. And I want to get a lot of new dads together and soon-to-be dads together, and let them know that they're not alone and they've got each other and they can go through this stuff together, because a lot of what you go through in the first few months of parenting is very similar to all parents. You're losing sleep, you're looking after a baby for the first time, you're looking after each other, the mum and the dad, as this happens, and it can be really tough. And that is how a lot of friendships do end, because you're putting your focus on your family, and the people who don't get it. So to have a group of people who can support each other through that, I think is really important, and that is a big focus for mine right now, the soon-to-be dads. So yeah, I'd love to hear your stories. If you could, send them through to me or whatever, it'd be great. I'd really reach out and let me know, because this is I think it's a big subject and it doesn't get talked about enough. I think that's done with this month's topic. We'll move on to the next one after this break. Welcome back to the Lionminded Podcast. This is segment 3 of the pod this month. Before we get on to it, this segment is a Q&A. I didn't have a guest this week, so I went to Instagram and I put up a status on both mine and the Lionminded Podcast Instagram asking for questions. And we've had a few. We've had a few. I'll go through them in a minute. But first off, I want to talk about June, which is an app that this is not a sponsor. This sounded like a sponsor's bit there. Don't skip ahead. So June is an app that we've been using in the house, and I've got a blog post review coming out in the next day or two about that. It might already be up. But it's been such a big help to us. It is a productivity app. You put one on your kid's phone, one on your phone, and you can set tasks, chores, I suppose. You set chores or any tasks for the kid to do. And once the kid does it, they click that they've done it on the app, and they get coins. And the coins can be used on basically a Tamagotchi. They have a pet on their phone that they can look after. They can name it. They can pick what it looks like. And they get these coins to buy food for the pet, and you can decorate, customize it and stuff with the money. But something else you could do is you can set goals. Like 200 coins will get you a trip out to go get some ice cream. Or what we did was a pizza night and the film of the kid's choice. And they do the chores, they get the coins, they save it up, and then they can buy one of these goals from the shop once they've got it, and they can buy it and be like, right, I've just saved all my coins up and I've bought a pizza night with Dad. It's fun. It helps the kid. It helps the kid get into routine. Rory was really struggling with routine before, but now he has been using it he used it for a few weeks. He slowed down a bit with it, but he's got back onto it. And it's really helped him with routine. Even when he wasn't into the app, when he got bored of it, he was still doing the chores anyway. So that worked well. We'll have a good review up about it now. Good and bad. There's a lot to it, and it's free for the most part. You can set a certain number of chores for free, and you can pay then to unlock unlimited. But we never spent any money on it, and we got good use out of it for a good few months now. I really recommend it. But that's not an ad, I promise. But if they want to pay me, that's fine. I'll be in touch with June. Alright, segment 3 of the pod today. It is the Q&A. I have not read these questions yet. But we've got a few. Got a couple of questions. 10 or so. Okay. I said, send me some questions. It can be about parenting, it can be about mental health, it can be general questions, it can be geek stuff. I don't know. Ask what you want. Give me some content to film because the guest fell through. So yeah, let's start with this first. What we got here? Messi or Ronaldo? We've started this off at a high pace here. Messi or Ronaldo? Alan Shearer, to be honest. Alan Shearer is the real GOAT, let's be honest. When was your mental health at its worst? Okay. I have very bad anxiety. I used to have a lot of bad anxiety and depression when I was a lot younger. Not so much now. I've got on top of it a lot. But anxiety-wise, either when I was in uni, I basically dropped out of uni because I found it really hard anxiety-wise, and I used to never be able to get off the bus. Like, I remember I was too scared to press the button. I was so anxious about going in, and I would just end up circling back to the bus depot. The other time my anxiety was really bad was about 2 years ago. There was a big incident outside my house, violence and stuff, that I couldn't sleep for weeks, months. I needed a lot of white noise, a lot of stuff to get me through those nights. It was really bad. I don't say PTSD, but the therapist I saw said it was PTSD. Like, I was being woke up by imagining noises and stuff like that, and it wasn't fun. But depression-wise, there was some bad times after Rory was born. After Nancy was born recently. Just through lack of sleep, I suppose, and everything getting on top of me, where I just really didn't want to carry on. But once again, if you find that a bit difficult to hear, that's what this podcast is about. It's about honest parenting. But we got through it. I think in my early 20s was the worst. I just had no direction, no need to get up. I was drunk all the time. I was not looking after myself in any way, and I didn't really care. But yeah, we moved past it. We've got better. That's why we can talk about this, because we do get better. We do get there, and if you stick with it, you will get on top of it. You just got to find your ways, and you got to keep trying. Who would you love to collaborate with on a podcast? I'm guessing you mean like a guest. Well, this is a bit topical, I suppose, if you're into the YouTube drama, but I've always thought Dan TDM would be a great guest, because he seems like a really good dad, and he real hands-on dad. And I've been meaning to do a series about balancing your mental health and parenting and being online. And I think Dan TDM is one of those YouTubers that is a really good dad and would be quite honest about stuff, I think. But on the other side of that, he is currently not really at war with, but there is beef at the moment between him and KSI from the Sidemen. I love the Sidemen. I watch the Sidemen all the time. In fact, the What's Good podcast, which is one of the Sidemen and another dude, Randy, they are what got me through those nights where I couldn't sleep, because their podcast has no songs, no music. So I used to play their podcasts on the channel like through the night, because it would just help me stay asleep, because it was constant noise. It wasn't white noise, because I could listen to the conversations, because I watched their podcast anyway. So I could listen to those conversations, but I wasn't woke up by music. Yeah, my dream guest would be Dan TDM, Randy from What's Good, because I think he's been going through a lot lately, and I feel very similar to Randy in a lot of ways. And Ethan from the Sidemen, I think he has had his troubles as a dad as well with his mental health, and I think that would be quite a unique story to get into, and to learn his how he's found parenting, whether he's had any struggles or not. I think that would be very good, and a real big testament to honest parenting and honest discussion of men's mental health as well. On the other side of that, outside of the YouTube verse, obviously the Wiggles. I love the Wiggles, as we talked about earlier. But they've got a parenting podcast as well, which I love, and it's great. And Wiggles, if any of you want to jump on the pod, you let me know. When you're over in the UK next year, hit me up, yeah? We'll have a parenting podcast collab, yes? I'm expecting it now, please. Please. Lockie, please. And the other one would be, it's always been the ultimate one, is Slug from Atmosphere. He's my favourite rapper, he's my favourite musician, he is my favourite artist, always has been. And his parenting is, it made me want to become a parent. Hearing his stories through his songs, because his early albums were very young and heartbroken, and then he had his family, and his songs matched that vibe, and it made me want that. And Slug is the coolest, and I would love Slug to jump on the pod and talk about parenting and any struggles he's gone through with parenting, or how he's kept putting out albums year after year whilst raising a family. It's harder than it looks, and I love those. Dante DM, Randy from What's Good, Ethan from The Sidemen, Wiggles, and Slug from Atmosphere. That is the ultimate smoking circle, by the way. But I would love any of those guys. Would be a dream to interview and talk to. Next question. What's been the hardest part about parenting? Okay. Learning patience is a big part. I'm a very patient person. But even I got my patience pushed to its limits. There's a lot of P's there. And I think just remembering that they are babies and they are young, learning kids is super important. And it can be very hard sometimes. It can be very frustrating, and keeping your patience and keeping your cool is something you have to learn if you're going to be a good parent. And that is a big part of parenting, I think. And another hard part, I suppose, is learning how to become a parent with your partner, with your wife, with your husband, whatever. It's the easiest job and the hardest job, because obviously you're together because you love each other. You're together because you work well together. But learning to look after other people can be very hard, and learning, even if you're tired, they might be more tired, and you might have to pick up some of their slack even though you're tired. And it can be very hard. And there's a reason why a lot of parents don't make it all the way through. We've definitely had our troubles, but we've got the other side of it. We got our 3 babies, and we've done the hard work, and we work well together now. But it wasn't always easy. It's definitely been difficult. Parenting ain't easy, but if you care and you try, then it's the best job in the world. Favorite book? I'm not much of a reader anymore. The last book I've really, really loved and reread was The Tao of Wu by the RZA from Wu-Tang Clan. He talks, it's kind of a life story, but also a very spiritual book. It talks about how his spirituality, his religion, and his love of Kung Fu culture all sort of connected to create the Wu-Tang Clan, and his experiences in life and his upbringing in the late 70s, I think, if I remember correctly. He didn't have an easy life, and he lent on those Kung Fu films, and there's a lot of spirituality in it, and I'm a very spiritual person, and I connected with that book a lot. It was a really, really good read. Shout out the Discord. Always shout out the Discord. I've mentioned it like 5 times already in the podcast, but shout out the Swansea, South Wales gamers, dads, Discord. Did I mess that up? Shout out the dads. You're doing great. Jump on the Discord, link in bio. Are you ready for Christmas? No. I am not. It is the start of October. We haven't had Halloween yet. Nancy's birthday is before then. It is about a week before Christmas. So she's going to turn 2. We've just had the boys' birthdays over the last 2 months. So no, we're not ready yet. But we will. We will get there. We will get there. And it will... We always pull it out for Christmas. Even though it's hard. But we'll get there. Don't know what we're going to get. They had a good birthday, is what I'm saying. And I don't know if we can match that with Christmas. But we'll try. We'll try. It's a very big family time for Christmas. We see a lot of family. Favorite superhero movie? Blade. The Blade trilogy, all 3 of them. I love the Blade trilogy. I think they captured the essence of the character of Blade perfectly. I think it's the best atmosphere in any superhero film. I love them. They are great films, they're great soundtracks. I don't think they've been topped. I'm interested if the new one actually does go ahead, because there seems to be in a lot of trouble with getting it started. But I'd be interested in it, of course, because Blade is a fantastic character. I love the character of Blade. But I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four, because Reed Richards is my boy, how always has been. I've loved all the Fantastic Four films, even Fantastic Four Stick, which everyone hates. I liked it, because I'm a whore for Reed Richards, what can I say? And I just hope it's good. I really hope a new one's good. If it's really good, it might take over Blade, because I do love the Fantastic Four so much. Favorite Star Wars movie? This must have been from the same person. Favorite Star Wars movie? This is such a hot take, and everyone hates me for it. It's The Phantom Menace. Yeah. Star Wars, The Phantom Menace is the best Star Wars movie. Hands down. You got Jar Jar Binks, which everyone hates, but he saved the damn galaxy, alright? Anakin's a bit annoying, but he goes in a freaking pod racer. I can't even speak. Qui-Gon Jinn is the best Jedi of all time. Darth Maul is the best villain. You got young Obi-Wan. You've got the best video game. That Episode 1 video game is fantastic. I know it's not the best film, but it is hands down my favourite. I love Phantom Menace. I've even got a Jar Jar Binks talking watch from when I was a kid, which I've still got now. Shout out Jar Jar. Jar Jar's the goat. Are you bringing back the coffee mornings? I would love to. Maybe in the new year, I'll look into it. I want to do meets through our community and Discord community and build bigger coffee mornings like we did before. But we do have the dad groups. We're in Mayhill on Wednesday. No, Penlan on Wednesdays. Mayhill on Friday. But we've got a bunch of things. We got the Facebook group. We got a Discord group. We got a WhatsApp group. Hit me up if you want to be in the WhatsApp. And we all meet up. We meet up lots. We go on group trips. We're going golfing on Friday, like the drive-in thing. I've never done it before. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. That's without the kids. And we do stuff with the kids all the time. So hit me up if you want to be in these groups. They're great. They're really supportive, and that's what it's all about. Has raising 3 kids been a similar experience, or have they all been different? They have all been quite different. Rory was quite outgoing and adventurous, and Ace was always quite shy. Now they're both a bit more on the shy side, but Ace has definitely found his voice and who he is, which I love. Rory is also very unapologetically himself. They're both very honest kids, and I love it. Rory's found his niche in gaming, and he loves that. He loves being a gamer and making little YouTube content, and he loves that. And Ace also loves his own face. He always has a selfie camera on, and my mother got him a tripod with a ring light for his birthday, and he loves it. But Nancy is very different. She's very independent. The girls are definitely different to the boys, as they say. She's not even 2 yet, but she will actively try and clean up after herself. She'll try and help out. She tries to parent the boys. She can't even talk, but she puts them in their place. She's fantastic. She's the little daddy's girl, unless Mammy's there, and then she's obsessed with her mother. But if she's not there, she loves me. The boys prefer everyone else over me, but that's fine. That's fine. Anything else? How do you deal with too many tasks and brain shutdowns? To-do lists. I'm very much into to-do lists until I get too much, and then I can't look at one. I like to break things down. I like to make to-do lists for the week. I like to write down everything I need to do, and then I write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I slot things in where they should go and where the kids are going to be, and I sit down and I make that list. But you've got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to you've got to not put too much pressure on yourself. Have a little side list of things that you could fit in. I have tasks that have to be done and tasks that can be done. And yeah, I go from there. I don't know if you've heard of an app, well, it's not an app, it's a website, an AI tool called Goblin Tools, and you can make a to-do list on there, and I'll put the link somewhere in the description. Goblin Tools, you make a to-do list, and if something's a bit too much, like if I wrote record a new podcast episode, you could click break it down, no Chris Jericho, and it would break down that task into manageable chunks. The AI would be like, okay, find the topic, research the topic, make sure your microphone's plugged in, make sure that you can break it down even more and more and more until you get to a point where you can deal with it. I like to-do list apps, and would you like to see me review some? I'd love to. I've used a lot of them. There's a really good Gamify one that it turns all your to-do lists into like Skyrim sort of missions that you can tick off and you get XP from, and you can build your character. That's quite fun. I'll do a review. Good shout on that question. Are you still on Sneak? Sneak is caffeine powder that you mix with water. Yes, I'm still on Sneak. But I've reduced it a lot. I've had some issues with my heart. I had to wear a heart monitor last weekend. They haven't really said why. They said they just noticed the heart rate was maybe a bit too high from a test I had. We're not too concerned yet, but I've cut down my caffeine content quite a lot. But I'm addicted to caffeine. I would like not to be, but yes, I'm still on the Sneak. It's water mixed with caffeine powder, and I do half a scoop rather than a full scoop, and then I put some squash in it to make the flavour up. But yeah, I am still on the Sneak. But it's good. It's fine. It's under control. Right, I think that's the last one. Okay, so that's it. That is the end of this month's podcast. It might get another one up before the end of the month. I've got to fit this guest in soon. And yeah, that's the end of that. Please go over to Lionminded, get on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook group, the Discord. You can be in the WhatsApp group, the Dad group. It's all good. Get in touch and be good to yourself. Stay safe. And yeah, I love you. Bye.